The following is a presentation of CBC Sports.
The great runner Roger Bannister once said, "It's not just the desire to succeed, there is also the desire to find in sport a companionship with kindred people." An athlete intrinsically knows another athlete by the look in their eyes, a shared gaze that says, "I am you." They walk the same line. They share the same struggle. When all is said and done, athletes and para-athletes are propelled by synonymous desires. Their hearts filled with exact purpose to work hard, to compete, to succeed, ultimately to be their best. And kindred spirits know no divide. An athlete is an athlete. They are the same. Coming into these games, Rio was an underdog, a beautiful but beleaguered city which had a big hill to climb in order to host the world. We are at the final weekend for the World Sporting Summit, and without question, Brazil has stepped up in fine fashion. The Paralympics are a testament to that. Hello everyone, welcome to Rio 2016 and the Paralympic Games on CBC, day number 10. I'm Scott Russell. Overcoming adversity is a strong theme in sport, and every athlete understands that concept. In order to be a champion, you have to struggle and you have to beat the odds. And everyone who has come here to Rio de Janeiro, whether it's the Olympic Games or the Paralympic Games, has done that, and they've done it in fine fashion. We have Greg Westlake tonight to talk about men's wheelchair basketball, the gold medal between Spain and the United States. But we also have more medals on the line on day number 10 at athletics. It's the 4x400 meter relay in wheelchair racing, and Brent Lakatos leads the way for Canada. He's already got 3 medals at the Games. At swimming, the last night in the pool, and Canada's hope is a teenager from Quebec City in the backstroke. His name is Nicholas Turbide. Plus, wheelchair rugby, huge semifinal. Old rivals, the United States and Canada, led by 22-year-old superstar Zach Medell of Okotoks, Alberta. Well, here he is, Greg Westlake, the captain of Canada's sledge hockey team, to talk about the men's wheelchair basketball gold medal match between Spain and the United States. Canada won the wheelchair basketball gold medal at London 4 years ago. We'll get a new champion. United States, Greg, comes in as the overwhelming favorite. They're 7-0 in the tournament, and they're just so deep.
Well, that's just it, and they're 7-0 for a reason. They're not just deep because they can play so many players, so many minutes, but they're deep because they get production from all those players. They had 5 different players make 3-pointers in their semifinal game. They really get contributions all across the board, which makes them a matchup nightmare.
They're deadly anywhere on the court. 5 of 6, as Greg mentioned, in the semifinal match for the United States. Now let's turn the tables and talk about Spain. They've never been on the podium in wheelchair basketball at the Paralympic Games. You were in a similar situation in 2006 in Torino when you won the gold medal in sledge hockey.
Well, absolutely. In 2006, our team was ranked number 4 going into the tournament. So when we found ourselves in that gold medal match, there was no pressure. We were supposed to lose that game. So we went out, we played free, we had fun with it. When I think back on it now, I just think about having fun with my teammates, and it resulted in a gold medal. So it'll be interesting to see if Spain can have the same result tonight.
Kind of a Cinderella story for Spain at these games. No pressure, they're already guaranteed a silver medal. Let's take a look at how they got here. Spain emerged from Group A, a single loss to Turkey, quarterfinal win over Germany, beat Great Britain in the semi. USA, undefeated, all over the Netherlands in the quarters, beat Turkey in the semi. Now the gold medal final at Rio Olympic Arena. And to call the match from this beautiful facility, Steve Robillard and Mike Carlson.
Spain control the opening tap in white, and that's Garcia. He will control the ball for them at the point, makes things happen. Cross-court pass, to Maurice. And that's Alejandro Garcia, number 9. Pablo is number 7. Maurice to Alejandro, back out to Garcia with 2 on the shot clock, and his first shot is short, and Cirio loses the rebound. And did Bell save it? He did. He is so athletic. I didn't think that he could get to that ball. Garcia, Bell finally comes out on him. There's the, oh, Alejandro wide open and lays it in. Beautiful stuff. He got a nice pick there from Sticks, went around it, and was open in the lane for the basket. 3 minutes gone, 4-2. Pay with a fake. Cirio. Right now, the Spanish doing a good job of clogging the middle. Look at all these chairs that are in the paint, and that pass deflected. And a good pass from Pablo to brother Alejandro. He lays it in again, and Spain are up 6-2. .322 to play, 6-4 to Spain. Very low scoring first quarter so far. They collapse on Cirio quickly into Bell. And look at, it's amazing how Bell used the chair and his body to give himself the room to get that shot off. Garcia coming all the way down and gives it to Pablo. Once he's established position, he's hard to move. And it's 8-6 to Spain.
Alejandro was?
That was Alejandro, excuse me. They are identical twins.
They don't have identical numbers.
There's always someone who's got the answer.
It's really me.
And Bell, Pay had to rush the shot, but Googe got the rebound and laid it back in. We're tied at 8 with 2:22 to play.
And suddenly the scoring's freed up a little. That's what happens. Someone takes the lid off it.
Oh, Garcia, Sticks wasn't looking. Garcia was going to pass to Sticks, who actually had a path to the basket, but he was looking to set up a screen. It goes into Pablo and out of bounds off Spain with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. 8-8, U.S. will inbound.
They've called that a bad passing. It's just badly received.
And you see 2 U.S. players keeping Pablo in the backcourt, trying to make it a little bit harder for him to come up, unsettle Spain a little bit. Googe across to Pay, back to Cirio. Ruiz was right out on him. 7 on the shot clock. Cirio, and hits.
Yeah, shot over Pablo that time. Draws a smile.
10-8 now, the U.S. in the lead for the first time in this game with 1.5 minutes in the first period. Ruiz from the outside, he misses. The rebound to Cirio. Got a bump from Jennifer there. Ruiz. Garcia. Ruiz. Garcia, 4 on the shot clock. Garcia lets it go and hits, and we're tied at 12. 1.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Azier Garcia has tied the score up.
It was the second quarter that the U.S. started to strangle the points out of Turkey in the semi-final.
And that pass, well, that Karim, that was a 3-cushion shot there as Pablo broke up the pass. It hit player's arm, player's chair. It was finally taken by Alejandro. Garcia misses the layup. Steeks had the rebound. It's taken away from him. And Turek now comes up. Can they get a break out of this? Turek, Scott, and Cirio. Scott to Cirio. And he lays it in. 14-12.
Nice little 3-on-2 there. And shrewd use of the bounce pass. I know that there's another team that uses it better than the United States.
Long pass, and that one's broken up. Cirio doing such a good job of oh, and that's a great pass for Turek, who uses the left hand and banks it in. 16-12, U.S. by 4. Well, in fact, The basket was not good. The foul was deemed by referee Wells before the shot. So now Turek gets another chance, and he hits from the lane, but no foul shot. Turek, and he loses the ball, and Alejandro has it for Spain, up to brother Pablo.
Well, they've given Alejandro the steal, but really it was just loose handling him. Take those stats if they give them to you.
Garcia has a screen from Sticks, gets it into Alejandro. He banks it in, and we're back to a 2-point game now with 4 minutes to play in the half. It's 18-16.
Well, it's good defense from both sides.
And the press has not been a factor. Fast break has not been a factor for the U.S. They haven't been shooting from the outside, and they haven't been getting the second shots. This has been a great half for Spain. Four on the clock. Scott inside, and it goes. And I don't know how he got that one away.
That was an urgent shot. He had no time to think about pulling the trigger. Sometimes that's better if you think about it. The 6 inches between your ears messes with the outcome.
Pablo, and he puts it in over Scott. 20-18 now. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play. The U.S.'s lowest score in the tournament so far was the win over Great Britain. They had 65. So divide that in half and you get 32. And they're 12 points below that for the half. This is a great defensive job by Spain. Serio, how he kept that ball, I do not know. Turek back to Serio with 4 on the clock into Scott, and Scott is fouled and will shoot 2. Experience for these American players in this tournament, at least, to be this close at this stage. Oh, great job. Great job by Ruiz, and a nice pass to finish it off to Alejandro. He worked hard for that one.
The Spanish fans are hoping and maybe starting to believe it's very late in the second quarter. So much of the game remaining, but to be in touch at halftime, not many teams are playing this wonderful US team. Hasn't dropped a game so far in the tournament.
And Turek, he was harried by Garcia, but he got the shot off in time, and it's 23-20 with 1:11 to go. That's Williams, number 2. They don't really apply full court pressure, and Spain bring it down with 1 minute to play now, and they have 14 on the shot clock. Well, Ruiz's shot went in and out. Bell takes the rebound for them, and Arambula is in as well. He's number 20. And for Spain, the new player is Romero, 17, and that's a 3-pointer, and exactly what you said. Jennifer goes long pass to Bell inside. Bell with his own rebound puts it in. 29-23, and that'll bring the half to an end. But what an inspired substitution with 1 minute to go. They get the 3 from Williams, they get the steal from Bell, and they get the last basket of the half from Bell. And they haven't opened up a big lead, but they've opened up a lead.
USA jumps out to the lead in the first half. Loud crowd at the arena. When we come back, we'll update you on some Canadian medal strikes as Rio 2016 continues.
Hello there. You are now one of the lucky people in this world to call yourself Canadian. Welcome aboard. You'll grow up doing things we all do, or you'll do your own thing. Either way, you're a doer. Your heroes will inspire you, but you'll find ways to inspire yourself. That's important. You'll love your home, but its borders won't be able to hold you. you'll push out to see the world. One day, you'll wake up 6 hours ahead, or 8 hours behind, or here. Maybe to prove yourself. Maybe because you're needed. Maybe to show off your big, bad, superpowered brain. That'll be you, flying the flag. And when you leave, they'll remember that smart, helpful, confident, tough Canadian. So we thank you in advance for making your mark. The world needs more Canada. Let's bring it to them.
My name may not be known across the country, but when you see me compete in the Paralympic Games, the country will see all it took to get me here. I'm Sabrina Duchesne. Today, I'm part of Team Canada, but first I was part of tomorrow's Team Canada.
Since 1988, Petro-Canada has supported over 2,700 Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls.
I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin gray hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going in.
When I come home at the end of the day with my hat and my heart in hand, when I come home at the end of the day, just promise me we'll be alright.
Welcome back. Join us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're at CBC Sports. To join the worldwide Paralympic conversation, use the hashtag Rio 2016. Canada won 2 sailing medals today at Marina da Gloria at Guanabara Bay. Silver in the 2-person keel boat. That was John McRoberts of Victoria, British Columbia, and his wife, Jackie Gay. They were married in 2010. This is the 4th Paralympics for McRoberts, and they win the silver medal in the 2-person keel boat. Bronze in the 3-person keel boat, Paul Tingley of Halifax, Scott Lutz of Montreal, Logan Campbell of Saskatoon. Now, here's Paul Tingley with Stephanie Dixon at Guanabara Bay.
Going into the race, we just wanted to sail clean, go fast, and get to the top mark and first. But we had some close encounters, and we had to do a big maneuver, and we lost about 7 boats. So we actually, the whole game plan was thrown out at that point, and we had to reset. And then we just started looking at the boats that were around us, trying to get close, make little gains when we could. We're looking at the size of the race course, and just hoping that the wind would go our way.
Couple of medals in sailing. 1 week ago, Michelle Stilwell raced to a gold medal in the 400 T52. Another Saturday, and it will be another gold, this time in the 100 for Stilwell. And this will happen in a Paralympic record time of 19.42 seconds. That happened this morning. The only Canadian woman to win summer gold in 2 sports, wheelchair basketball and track. Here she is with Rob Snoop.
What about the year you've had? I mean, how hard has it been to prepare for this day?
It's been hard, definitely. Time-consuming from the perspective of, I put so much effort into my job, and then I put the athletics on the side, and that's how it goes. And I'm just so happy, so happy.
If you choose to wrap up your Paralympic career, it will be a remarkable one. Over 16 years, 5 gold medals, including wheelchair basketball, but you're still the best. What's your thought?
you know, every day you have to reconsider and reevaluate what you want to do. I love my sport. I love challenging myself. Oh, I'm so winded. Challenging myself and pushing myself. So we'll see what happens next.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Michelle, a little emotional, and why not? 7 medals all time in Paralympic competition. When we come back, we return to the court. USA-Spain gold medal basketball as Rio 2016 continues.
You remember the moment. Adversity staring down at you. Fear of failure as universal as your drive to victory. You have faced that adversity, conquered it, used it to silence a world that wants to define ability. You've proven you're able to win, to inspire, thrive. You've worked just as hard, pushed just as far, overcoming the doubts all athletes face. There is no despite, only in spite of. You're here because you deserve to be. All your life you've known it. Victory against adversity defines you, but no one can define your adversity. You have shown the world that you are not here to just compete. You are here to win.
I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin gray hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going in.
I'm sure you have no idea what my name is. That's okay, because you haven't seen me anywhere yet. But my day is coming. I'm Virginie Chénier. In Rio, I'm not part of Team Canada. I'm part of tomorrow's Team Canada.
Since 1988, Petro-Canada has supported over 2,700 Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls.
The U.S. starts out with that press gang. It's Bell, Jennifer, Googe, Arambula, and Williams. And Spain start off with the first basket of the half. And again, the first points go to Alejandro Zarzuela, who had the first points of the game, and Spain trailed by 4.
Probably worth more than 2 points scoring first when you're trailing by 6.
Williams, his 3 at the end of the half, and he finds Bell inside for the easy bucket. Barely beats the buzzer, and again, Williams wants to come up quickly. He's got Googe and Bell, and it's Bell who's going to lay it in, and it's 33 to 25. If they can pick up the pace.
Nice use of the turnover by the United States, but
he's going to get the turnover, but the other is stopping the other team from setting up in the offensive zone. And look at that by Jennifer, who took the pass away, gave it up to Bell. It's now with Williams in the forecourt. They're 3-on-2. Jennifer, and he gets the roll in the lane, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point game, and Spain want a timeout. And that's the stuff. You could see the player brings it up himself now past his brother. There's Romero making himself available. Garcia at the foul line. Arambula overplayed him. He didn't get the shot. Pablo gets the shot, though, and it goes through. Just beat the buzzer. It's a 4-point game. Williams on the baseline tried to cross-court it to Sirio, and it was knocked away by Pablo Zarzuela. Sirio to Williams. Williams for three. And he hits it. Well, you can have a game plan, but if Jake Williams is going to hit the threes, well, he's thinking about it again. Now inside to Scott. That was tipped away from him. Scott to Sirio. Williams sets a little pick for him. They try to get it in to Scott, but Garcia read that. He's so quick, so smart. Anticipated it, and again, he gives the lead pass to Pablo for the uncontested fast break, and it's a 4-point game, 44-40, a minute and a half to play in the third. Sirio spinning. Williams penetrates to Scott. He's got the screen, and the shot is off, and the rebound to Alejandro. He looks down court, but brings it up himself. Scott comes over on him. Pablo. And now Garcia, it's in his hands with 10 on the shot clock. Oh, there it goes to brother Alejandro. He's left all alone, and it's a 2-point game, 44-42. Defensive breakdown by the U.S.
Coach Larkins isn't going to be happy.
No, a certain amount of frustration visible there with the U.S. team.
Let's see if Spain focuses a little more keenly here in the last minute of this quarter. Oh, it goes again. Williams, he's 3 from 3.
No, that's their best. In fact, at the moment, their only weapon. And that one, Sirio tipped that ball away. The steal finally for Scott with 28 seconds. And just as they did in the second quarter, Googe, they collapse on him. He was never going to get that shot away. Look at that. 4 white jerseys around him. That was optimistic at best. And the U.S. will keep possession with 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time on the clock. Scott to Sirio. Back out to Williams. That one's a miss. Williams gets the rebound with 9 on the clock. Sirio. Williams, and that's going to miss again. Sanchez trying to set up a screen for Garcia. Sanchez goes to the basket, but the pass, he couldn't handle the pass, but it came to Alejandro, and it's a 3-point game. A minute gone, and a 3-point game now. Oh, good pass, and Williams floats it in. 49-44.
Real pressure. Oh, that was getting to the front.
Diallo leaning forward on the chair. Garcia, though, with the rebound. He misses. Sanchez with the rebound, and it's tipped away from him. And quickly, Jennifer comes up. The fast break. And it's laid in by Williams. You knew sooner or later they were going to get that, but it required them to get a rebound, and they didn't do it till the third try. Sirio. Back to Williams. Back to Sirio. Takes the screen, back to Williams. High arc shot, and it's through, and the lead is 12. That's the biggest lead of the game.
And the bench is going a bit nuts. They know that they're getting there. 5 to go, 12 the lead.
And this unlikely lineup, which we haven't seen this combination before, has been getting results against the Spanish. Moriz now with the open shot, and he misses, and Hines with the rebound. Oh, there's a good one back to Sticks. That's a nice play, and it worked like a dream. 10-point lead, 3:44 to play.
Yeah, US didn't see that coming. Sticks the low pointer at 1.5. Now shoot.
Rambula to Williams. Jennifer back to Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Sirio, Sticks very smart. He's keeping an eye on Sirio because he knows they have to shoot. A great feed, and Jennifer couldn't get the shot, but he got the rebound. Back to Hines. That's smart by Hines because, again, they can work the clock. They can get a better shot. Sirio, keeping the ball free, passes it to Hines, and they call the foul on the pass, which is a shame for the U.S. because Jennifer was about to lay the ball in. That was a shot of Stephanie Wheeler, the U.S. coach, and Gail Gang, who had a great final for them as the women won last night the gold medal.
Oh, the three goes.
With the three. And that's a nailer right there. And don't the U.S. fans know it? Oh, and there's a steal by Jennifer. And he comes in with the layup, 63-49. And Hines, he's got no hesitation, and Hines hits as the shot clock was running out, and well, that's an emphatic end for the U.S. Diallo takes the inbounds pass. The clock winds down, and it looks like Spain will just sit on it here.
So the USA are going to come through unbeaten and take the gold medal, as many expected even before they played their first game, but they have not disappointed. They've played at a high quality right the way through, and gold to the United States in the wheelchair basketball.
The final score, US 68, Spain 52. That score does not reflect how close and how hard fought this game was.
Spain came into the match very ambitious, but Greg, the United States was dominant. They just have so many ways to beat you.
Absolutely, and today their bench outscored Spain's bench 40-9, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
All right, so the Americans are the wheelchair basketball champions at these Paralympics. Let's look ahead to rugby. That's the next big game we've got coming up on Paralympic Prime Time. It's the Canadians versus the Americans in wheelchair rugby, and it's a great matchup. Chuck Aoki of the U.S. versus Zach Medell of Canada.
Well, absolutely. And it should be there's no love lost here between these two teams. Canada beat them in London 2012 in the semifinals to put USA in the bronze medal match. They also beat them at the Para-Pan Am Games in Toronto. So this is going to be a very hungry Team USA against a young, excited Team Canada.
And the Canadians, the silver medalists from London 2012, shapes up to be a great match between the United States and Canada. Here's the medal ceremony for men's wheelchair basketball. The Americans are the champions for the first time since the 1988 games in Seoul. When we come back, off to athletics and the relay as Rio 2016 continues.
Hello there. You're one of the lucky ones to call yourself Canadian. You'll have heroes, but you'll find ways to inspire yourself. You'll love your home, but its borders won't be able to hold you. One day, you'll push out to see the world, make your mark, and fly the flag. And when you leave, they'll remember that smart, helpful, tough, confident Canadian. The world needs more Canada. Let's bring it to them.
Introducing an amazing lineup of accessible devices from Bell, like the hearing aid-compatible Doro 824 with a friendly and intuitive interface. With a tactile keyboard overlay, the Doro 824C is designed for those who are blind or have low vision. Chocolate. It even reads text for you. Plus, the Tekla fits to any wheelchair, so it can work hands-free. Bell. Accessibility just got better.
Today we have some kids coming to our farm to learn about potatoes.
Who wants to learn about potatoes?
Me! Let's go! What is it like to be a potato farmer? Where is the potato tree?
Guess how many potatoes we harvest per year?
10 million?
It's closer to 36 million pounds of potatoes every year.
Where the ketchup plant?
Great food grows in Canada. That's why McDonald's only serves Canadian potatoes.
Shuttle bay doors open. Copy that.
It's a rogue.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have liftoff. Throttle up. Landing complete.
It's a Rogue.
The 2016 Nissan Rogue, the compact SUV with all the space you need.
The Olympic Stadium at Maracanã Zone. Brilliant weather in Rio de Janeiro for these Paralympic Games. And here's an amazing story. A look at how Germany's Paralympic long jumper Markus Rehm compares with the world's best jumpers throughout history. Remember Bob Beamon, 1968 Olympics, Mexico City, 8.9 meters. And the current world record is 8.95 meters. It belongs to Mike Powell of USA. Well, look at Markus Rehm. In 2015 in Doha, he went 8.40 meters. He's fantastic. Started slowly with a jump of 7.13 meters today, but then he broke his own Paralympic record along the way. Here's his final jump to defend his gold medal, and it's fantastic again. 8.21 meters for gold. Germany's flag bearer for 2016 set a world record of 8.4 meters at Doha in 2015. He wins gold again in Rio de Janeiro. Markus Rehm, quite a story at these games. Men's 4x400 meter final in the T34-35 division. Brent Lakatos of Dorval, Curtis Tom of Mississauga, Tristan Smith of Maple Ridge, and Alex Dupont of Saint-Remy, Quebec. The final was actually held earlier, and Canada finished fourth, but take a look at this. They protested an exchange where they were bumped by Great Britain. And here it is right here, all kinds of mix-up at the Olympic Stadium, which hampered Canada. So they protested, the protest was upheld, and they held a re-race in the T53-54. Before we see it, here's Stephanie Dixon with Para 101 on T53.
T54 is for wheelchair track athletes who have full upper body function with moderate to high degree of impairment affecting the legs or loss of limbs. All can generate power through the full range of body and arm movements and are able to achieve an optimum aerodynamic body position.
Para Para 101 is brought to you by the Paralympian Search. Are you tough enough to become Canada's next Paralympian? Go to paralympic.ca to find out.
We have some more racing action with the rerun of the 4x400 metre relay. We have Canada, Thailand, China and Korea. The slate has been wiped, and the final event on the track in the track and field program for the Paralympics 2016 now belongs to some of the fastest wheelchair racers in the world. Korea in lane 7. Hong, Jung, Yu and Kim. 40-year-old to start it off. Hong, 41 Jung, 44 Yu, 32 Kim. Their best this season, 3:10.73. Here is China. Well, we're running out of superlatives for them tonight, especially. But they're the world champions in this. They're the world record holders, Paralympic record holders, defending champions in the last 2 editions. Thailand, Saishun Konjen, 10 Paralympic medals, but no gold. 3rd in the 1500, 2nd in the 800 here. Did make the 100 final as well. And here is Brent Lakatos, 36 years of age. The Canadian team 5th in the London version of this event, the 4x400 metres. So take 2. Here is Hu Yangfeng, 4th in the 800 here. Gold in the 4x400 in the Beijing edition. Ready and away. So from inside to outside, it's Canada, Thailand, China, Korea. Now in the first running, Lakatos got a really good start for Canada. And for Korea, it's Hong out wide on the track, who's holding onto that stagger at the moment. But they will come across in the second lap. So at this stage, it's Korea in the black on the left of screen as we switch camera. It is China in hot pursuit, and then Thailand and Canada coming around the home turn. First leg is Brent Lakatos for Canada on the inside. Out wide, that's Hong Suk-man for Korea. And in the centre, Hu Yangfeng for China and Konjen for Thailand. Holding onto their staggers pretty well here. If anything, China might just be in front. Second change, and they're very slick at this, the Chinese. They go through. Not a bad change for Thailand either. Roat Tana is now in the second position for Thailand. Coming through with also Canada on the inside, Curtis Tom. But look at this. This is almost a carbon copy of what we saw as China come away. Liu Yang, the 26-year-old, second in the 400 metres here, and gets a good margin on the field. Coming around the turn at this point in time, they're looking strong again, China. They're going to be impossible to stop by the looks of it, as Liu comes and taps in Li Huzhou, the 27-year-old, 4th in the 400, 3rd in the 100 metres here. Now the race is on. Canada and Thailand are fighting out the silver medal position at the moment, and Korea are left flailing at the end of the field. So it's China in front down the back. Look at the battle between Canada and also Thailand. This is a real battle as Peo goes into second position for Thailand. Gold medalist in the 400 and the 800. And it's his job to try and chase down China. Can he give Thailand some sort of a chance? Is fatigue going to set in for the Chinese? Remember, they went for everything in the first running and got the gold medal and the world record. So the final change, this is Liu Chengming, the gold medalist in the 4x400 in London, bronze in the 400 in London. He is the anchor leg. It's Thailand chasing. Wahoram, gold in the 1500 and 5000 here, and has 5 other gold all the way back to Sydney. But is this a mountain to climb? It looks as though the battle will be in the silver medal position, as Alexander Dupont has got the baton here for Canada, so to speak. So it's China off the back section. World record, keeping in mind 3:04.77. But they might be a little bit unlucky tonight because they've had to do this twice. Still a real battle for silver because it's Thailand, and now Dupont is trying to make one last dash at them as they come to the line. China's going to do it. 4x400 women, and the men have done it as well. In second, Thailand, Canada third. Korea fourth, 3:04.58. Well, the world record has been swept away.
But the interesting thing I note from that, the world record from their original run still counts, 3:03.13 as the world record. So at least they got something out of the first run and something out of the second.
Oh, that's
all those
terrific.
gold medals.
Okay, so they do get the world record and they get the gold medal. So really, it was a matter of just trying to manage their fatigue and do the job, and that's exactly what they've done. So we have been notified the world record will stand, even though their time in this rerun was 3:04.58. It's also a good time from Canada in the bronze medal position. That is a record for their region, 3:08 flat, and obviously denied having a fair opportunity in the first running with a scrimmage with Team Thailand as well in the home straight with a couple of laps to go. I'm sure that was the reason for the rerun. So the final race on the track in Rio 2016 Paralympics. It was gold for China, silver for Thailand, bronze for Canada.
Well, they got the changeovers absolutely right here. The thing interesting as well, worth pointing out, that Canada set a new continental record this morning of 3:09.35, and they've broken that 3:08 dead. But in terms of the Chinese performance, well, let's just repeat everything we said earlier today. Pi Yangfeng, Liu Yang, Li Yuxiao, Li Chengming, absolutely excellent. They were obviously aiming to break their mark from earlier today, but at least they got to count that. And actually, the previous world record, which had stood going into the original run, they got inside here with 3:04.58. Good pacing right at the end by Liu Chengming. Little look of disappointment that he didn't get the world record, but they got it earlier today. It's against their name. So China take the honours again for the second time today. Thailand finished second again. Canada on this occasion finished third. Korea have been disqualified in that relay final. Remember, they'd originally got the bronze first time around, finished fourth in the rerun, and now they have been disqualified.
Canada comes up with a bronze medal, 3:08 flat. That's a regional record. Now 8 medals at athletics for the Canadians. Brent Lakatos has 4 alone, 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze. That's the 29th medal for Canada at the Games. Here's the team with Rob Snoop.
All right, boys, congratulations. Bronze medal. Brent, you came through the zone and told us that there might be something after the first race. What was the first indication?
Well, we knew the officials messed up, and when the officials messed up, it's a rerun. And so that's what the coaches did right away. Great job on them being aware of everything. And so we got to do it a second time, and we proved that we deserved to be a medalist. And we knew we could.
When we come back, swimming at the Olympic Aquatic Stadium as Rio 2016, the Paralympic Games, continue on CBC.
Right now, you don't know my name. You might not even care to know it. That's because you haven't seen me on the Olympic stage. Yet. I'm Alex Tugas. In Rio, I'm not part of Team Canada. I'm part of tomorrow's Team Canada.
Since 1988, Petro-Canada has supported over 2,700 Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls.
I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin gray hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going in.
Introducing an amazing lineup of accessible devices from Bell, like the hearing aid compatible Doro 824 with a friendly and intuitive interface. With a tactile keyboard overlay, the Doro 824C is designed for those who are blind or have low vision.
Chocolate.
It even reads text for you. Plus, the Tekla fits to any wheelchair, so it can work hands-free. Bell, accessibility just got better.
Hello there. You're one of the lucky ones to call yourself Canadian. You'll have heroes, but you'll find ways to inspire yourself. You'll love your home, but its borders won't be able to hold you. One day, you'll push out to see the world, make your mark, and fly the flag. And when you leave, they'll remember that smart, helpful, tough, confident Canadian. The world needs more Canada. Let's bring it to them.
David Drahoninski of the Czech Republic, a world champion and two-time Paralympics archer, was shooting for gold in a wheelchair head-to-head matchup with Great Britain's John Walker. As the two delivered precise shots round after round, the match was tied, entering the fifth and final round. Walker was perfect in the ultimate round to take the gold, but for the 34-year-old from Prague, there was a silver lining. Already conspicuous with his multi-hued hairdo, the Czech commandeered a microphone during the medal presentation and proposed to his girlfriend, Lida Fikarova. When she said yes, Drahoninski delivered the ring, as well as his silver medal. His aim was true, right to the heart of the games.
Heart of the Games is brought to you by Canadian Tire. We all play for Canada.
Welcome back. I love those stories at the heart of the games. We're going to swimming now, and Aurélie Rivard has been at the heart of Canada's swimming story. She's won 4 medals, 3 of them gold, the other Canadian gold medal in the pool by Katarina Roxon. Now, here's another great story. It belongs to Jessica Long of the United States. She was born in Siberia, but was adopted by American parents. And she returned after the London 2012 Games to meet her birth parents. She's still looking for her first gold medal at these Paralympic Games. This is the 200 IM SM8. You know what? Jessica Long has done it all.
I don't really feel like I have anything left to prove. I think, you know, I've done all the work. I have a really cool medal count. So, you know, whatever I do in Rio will be just icing on the cake. I think for me as an athlete, what has made me just, you know, to be able to bring in all those medals is just to do the extra work, which isn't something that you always want to do as an athlete. Is just staying a little bit later in practice to work on that turn or that start. And for me, I've just been so determined with just wanting to keep winning.
Game Faces is brought to you by the Paralympic Foundation of Canada. To support Canada's future Paralympians, text PARATOUGH to 45678 to donate $5.
This is the women's 200 metres individual medley SM8 classification final. Abby Tripp from Canada, first to be introduced. She's yet to win a Paralympic medal. She's just 15. Still a student, of course, based in Kingston. And this is the woman to beat, Jessica Long from the United States. Wants her first individual gold for Rio. She is the Paralympic champion twice already from London and Beijing. She's the world record holder, the Paralympic record holder. Interesting start there from Long. She didn't spend long underwater, and she's up and stroking and a little off the pace, but now that she's found her rhythm, she will move to the front of the field. Interestingly, it's Zhang down in lane 7 who got probably the best of starts, but now it's Long looking to build an early lead. She's taken it out extremely hard after not the greatest start, and she will head into the first turn with about a half body length lead over Wegerman, who's swimming in 2.
Well, indeed, she takes exactly a 1 second lead over Liu and Wegerman at the opening 50. But Jessica Long, let's put it into perspective for you. In Rio 2016, it's her first Paralympic Games where she's not won a gold medal as yet. She has swum a couple of her favorite events and she has failed to medal. In fact, one of them even missing out on medaling completely, but she failed to get gold in some of her favorite events. But she's somebody who's won Paralympic gold medals in every stroke, so she's more than just competent. She's a genuine challenger, especially in the IM. She's won every world championship since 2006 in this event. Now, she loses plenty off the starting block. She loses plenty on the turns because she simply doesn't actually have any legs. She's a below-knee amputee in both sides, but what she does in the pool is make an incredible stride. She has got wonderful speed in the water and a quality stroker. But Jessica Long is really looking for her first gold, and there's been tension building, emotion building for her, and I dare say if she closes out this race, she is going to just allow everything to rush from her. She's got a battle on with Stephanie Millward here. These two are well ahead of everybody else in the pool, bar Wegerman, who's having a fine swim going in lane 2.
Yes, Millward was really trying to challenge during the second leg with the backstroke, but it is, as you say, Jessica Long is just so quick in the water. So what she loses off the wall and in the turns, she makes up for in the midsection of the pool once she finds her rhythm. She's got such good technique and such strong upper body. So she's setting herself up extremely well for a historic victory here. She wants to defend her Paralympic title again, and she's having a terrific freestyle leg. She's leaving Millward in her wake. So Millward has tried, and an interesting battle here is brewing for the bronze medal as well. So Lakeisha Patterson in lane 3 really trying to move herself into the bronze medal position. It really is, though, about Jessica Long. She's not going to break her records, but she's had a terrific swim. She's brought it home in style, and she is going to be celebrating this one. This is a very sweet victory. Millward takes the silver, and Patterson had a fantastic final 50 to take the bronze. There you have it. Long absolutely overcome by the emotion of and this achievement. It's extraordinary.
This is the men's 100-meter backstroke S13 final, and it features one of the greats of Paralympic swimming. First to be introduced from Canada, a man who made his debut in Rio at the 2007 Parapans, the younger brother of Chelsea Gotel, a great backstroke swimmer. Among the real challenges to Iharboki's reign, potentially the son of a professional golfer, Nicholas Guy Turbide, his father Danny, a professional golfer, but his mom is a pharmacist, Danielle, and indeed that's a career he aspires to pursue post-swimming. This is Boki in 4, Turbide alongside him in 5, the Belarus swimmer going in 4. Tursungajayev, Latika, Pankov, Boki, Turbide, Denisenko, Rousseau and Gotel. Boki got up very nice and high and uses the underwater well. It's a very powerful start as well for Denisenko going in 6 for the Ukraine, but already half a body length ahead as he comes up from his underwater. Boki showing his class. Boki admitted though that he didn't like swimming when his parents introduced him to the sport, but I'll tell you what, how this sport has treated him and how well he has treated the sport. 5-time individual gold medalist and a bronze medal to go with that. Touches first at the 50.
Well, he's under world record pace. 27.42 is the touch, a full second ahead of Pankov, who's 28.89. He's got such a beautiful, long, loping stroke, Iharboki, and just looks fantastic in the water.
Well, nobody's going to deny here. The question is whether or not he's going to break his own world record. It's his 14th ever Paralympic Games event. He's on the brink of his 11th Paralympic Games gold. And a silver and bronze to go with that. Ihar Boki is going to swim. Is he going to do it in world record time? And there he is. Ihar Boki in world record time claims an historic 11th gold medal at the Paralympic Games ahead of Denisenko and Turbide of Canada with a fine swim for the bronze. But Ihar Boki has just become the 10th male para-swimmer to win more than 10 Paralympic Games gold medals and the first to do it in 2 Paralympic Games. That is nothing short of an astonishing achievement. It's extraordinary, simply. Denisenko with a 4th silver medal, and Turbide of Canada, and America's record 59.55, is delighted with his effort. He finishes in bronze medal position ahead of Kirill Pankov, who swam an Asian record and finished outside the medals.
Well, they got off to a fantastic start. As you mentioned, he arches his back so well, goes a little deeper underwater and just uses that underwater streamline so well. And by the 25-metre mark, so halfway through the first length of the pool, was well in front. Got a great turn off the wall. I mean, he's just so well drilled. He always performs, times those turns perfectly, pushes off and takes the advantage home with him. Just such a lovely fluid stroke and touched in, barely being challenged, and in world record time, it just makes it look so easy.
Ihar Boki, no other swimmer at Rio 2016 has more than 4 individual golds. He's just won his 6th, and he's done it in world record time. And in 14 career Paralympic Games, he's got 11 golds. That is sensational. Boki ahead of Denisenko, ahead of Turbide.
Ihar Boki, they call him the Beast. Canadians in swim finals tonight. Abby Tripp, 8th in the 200 IM SM8. Gordy Mishi, 8th in the 200 IM SM14. Men's medley relay, 7th. Alec Elliott, James Leroux, Jean-Michel Lavaliere, Zach McAllister. Nicholas Turbide, bronze in the 100 back S13. And here's an excited Nicholas Turbide with Stephanie Dixon.
Nicholas, congratulations on your bronze medal finish. You were a bit slow off the start. How did you manage to claw your way back to get the bronze medal?
I guess I didn't give up. I was inspired by my teammates during the whole 10 days of competition. And I was lucky to compete on the last day and have them as support. And I think that's how I came back.
You broke an America's record this morning, did it again this evening. How difficult is that to do twice in one day?
2 PBs in one day, it's not something that we see often, but in a big meet like that, it's a great thing to see and makes me hopeful for the future.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thanks, Steph.
Wheelchair rugby grudge match coming up, the semi-final, USA versus Canada, for the chance to face Australia. You're watching the Paralympic Games on CBC.
Hello there. You are now one of the lucky people in this world to call yourself Canadian. Welcome aboard. You'll grow up doing things we all do, or you'll do your own thing. Either way, you're a doer. Your heroes will inspire you, but you'll find ways to inspire yourself. That's important. You'll love your home, but its borders won't be able to hold you. You'll push out to see the world. One day, you'll wake up 6 hours ahead, or 8 hours behind, or here. Maybe to prove yourself. Maybe because you're needed. Maybe to show off your big, bad, superpowered brain. That'll be you flying the flag. And when you leave, they'll remember that smart, helpful, confident, tough Canadian. So we thank you in advance for making your mark. The world needs more Canada. Let's bring it to them.
Chances are you don't know who I am. You don't recognize my face and you haven't seen me compete. But one day you will. I'm Alexandre Corriveau. In Rio, I'm not part of Team Canada. I'm part of tomorrow's Team Canada.
Since 1988, Petro-Canada has supported over 2,700 Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls.
I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin gray hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going in.
Welcome back to Rio 2016 and the Paralympic Games on CBC. Karaoke Arena #1 semi-final wheelchair rugby. Canada takes on the United States for the chance to play Australia in the gold medal match. Here's Greg Westlake. There's an old saying in sport, familiarity breeds contempt. A familiar rival is the one you hate the most, right?
Absolutely. And you know, Canada, USA, they speak the same language. There'll be a lot of trash talk going on out there on the court today. And you know, Canada knocked out the USA in the semifinals in London 2012. They beat them at the Para-Pan Am Games for the gold medal. So this is going to be a hungry USA team out there for blood tonight. They're going to want this win. It's a great matchup.
And so much is at stake, not the least of which is pride. Let's talk about the premier players on both teams, and we'll start with the 22-year-old from Okotoks, Alberta. That's Canada's Zach Medell. He has been spectacular throughout this tournament. He has 107 goals through his first 3 matches.
Well, and that's a crazy high total, but Zach Medell's incredible. And what impresses me about him is his work ethic. He doesn't want to be good. He's not happy with being average. He wants to be great. He doesn't want to win 1 gold medal. He wants to win 5. And he has all those characteristics that the great players have where you're never satisfied. You push and you push for more.
You know what I love is what he said after the match versus Brazil. He was being booed by the crowd, and he says, I don't care if I'm public enemy #1. The more they boo, the harder I hit. And that's his modus operandi throughout. Now the Americans and the despised, if you're a Canadian wheelchair rugby player, Chuck Aoki. He's very good, the ultimate team player, and he's very, very intense.
Absolutely, and he just has so much leadership. You know, everything I've read about this guy, all the interviews you've watched with him, all he talks about is winning. He doesn't care about goals. He doesn't care about feeding the ball. He just wants to win. So if Team USA can get over the hump tonight, beat Team Canada, he's going to be a big reason why.
Chuck Aoki won't score as many goals as Zach Medell will, but he will feed off the other players, and he will be a force to be reckoned with. So it's Canada versus the United States in the semi. The U.S. unbeaten at 3-0, Canada 2-1. They lost to Australia in group play. The Canadians are the Para-Pan Am champions and silver medalists at the last Paralympics. Let's get to the match with Brent Pope.
So the stage is set for the first semifinal in the wheelchair rugby. The United States of America are undefeated in the tournament so far. They go the distance and beat the Japanese in extra time. And you can see it already with Whitehead trying to loosen up those hands. This is tense. This is big time. We are a moment and we're underway. It'll be taken by the U.S. as the opening bit of control. Aoki, he will be the player most likely to provide the scoring. He does it again. He's got the first one here, and he averages for the Americans just under 19 goals a match. And he's off and running. Whitehead, a great target for Canada on these inbounds, particularly. And he has run into a couple Americans. Medel has it. And Medel will create space against most any player in this tournament. He can get away from them. He scores his first. And one apiece. I'm always impressed watching Zach Medel, just how calm he looks. And I wonder whether that's equally a part of youth, not really always reflecting on just how precious this moment could be. There's nothing to say that this is a guarantee again in the future. But it's Chuck Aoki who will score a second goal for the United States. He is resourceful, he's got guile, and he is very skillful. And he will, again, be the player relied upon for the United States today. Whitehead, who has that skyhook pass, so available to him over top of the defense in front. And it's Medel who takes it into his grasp. And we're level at 2. And now you see Corey Pudabaugh out there for the Americans. He is a speedy number, but Caldwell will score for Canada. And that has a dozen points split in half. This is Pudabaugh. Oh, he's running to Caldwell, and he didn't see him coming. And he popped up out of his chair for a moment, but he makes the important handoff to Aoki, and he will see that delivered across for the leading goal again. It's 7 for the United States. Caldwell patient, well distributed, and into Medel. 28 years of age is Caldwell. The youngster on the side, Medel. He really is highly regarded as arguably the best player in the world. Of course, Riley Batt has something to say about that as well, but the Americans are ranked as #1 coming into this tournament. #2 are the Australians. And actually, Canada finds himself ranked #4 officially by the International Wheelchair Rugby Federation official global rankings. It's Japan in 3rd, and all 4 of those teams find themselves in the semis in Rio. Caldwell will take a breather in that penalty box. That's a couple that the Canadians have taken. So I've not seen a team that has had the numerical advantage unable to score, but we have seen the team that has 3 equally score. Pudabaugh will just wait patiently, wants to make sure that Caldwell is going to be escorted back out onto the field of play with the right American guidance. And he takes it across for the score, so a new balance, 3 different scores for each side. Medel's happy enough to be in those tight places. He can get himself out of most any jam. Whitehead doesn't have as much speed. He does have size, he's got reach, he's got experience too. He's been around the block with his Canadian program. It's inside to the big man. The offload across to Valensky. That's a great score for Canada. And this lady here was the first female to participate in a gold medal match at the World Championships, those in Denmark in 2014. With Pudabaugh, he's got a need for speed, and he will try to find it. He will. He'll force it across the line. And he as energized as any listening to the national anthem of the United States. He's getting his moments to shine here. Already off the mark in this opening period with the scoring. This for Hirschfield. He does the same right back. So now 5, 6 different scores for Canada, and the 3 only being utilized right now by the United States. Aoki is a real talent in this sport. There are very few. Every team has a superstar, and he would easily be recognized as that, but they probably have a little bit more offensive punch to the Americans. So much is relied upon Zach Medel. a changing of the guard, and you could see in London 4 years ago that he was going to be the heir apparent. Garrett Hickling, David Wilsey, long established as offensive threats and powers for Canada. Whitehead has always been there as a reliable scorer as well. He takes it, a second goal for the big man. Aoki has to go on the two wheels for a moment. And Medel tries to stay with him, doesn't want to take a penalty, and again, it is the Americans setting the pace. The Canadians would love a defensive stance here and to control the Americans and try to counter-respond quickly with transition, but they're going to have to be very sharp. Aoki looks as though he's found an opening here. It's to the backside that the availability is for another American score. And it is Newby, the latest score. That's his first in the matchup. Wheeler and him with 1 apiece. Aoki 8 and Pudabot now with 4. Hirschfield will try and manage this remaining possession. We see how difficult it is. Just when you think that you've taken enough off of the score clock, the game clock, we saw a home run pass in the matchup against Japan that it was unbelievable. Executed by Wheeler up to Aoki, inside to Whitehead. What a play that is! And at 0.1 of a second left on the first period. And you talk about timing it right. Well, it doesn't get any tighter than that. They will keep it within 1. And that feed from Medel into Whitehead is the surgeon's touch. As at the end of the opening period, it's the United States of America with 14. And Canada just 1 behind, 13.
That's Duncan Campbell in the Team Canada hat, acknowledged throughout the world as the creator of wheelchair rugby. Nicknamed the Quad Father, born and raised in Winnipeg, he and a group of friends developed the sport in a Winnipeg gym in 1976. We'll be back to Rio in a moment.
Remember the moment. Adversity staring down at you. Fear of failure as universal as your drive to victory. You have faced that adversity, conquered it, used it to silence a world that wants to define ability. You've proven you're able to win, to inspire, thrive. You've worked just as hard, pushed just as far, overcoming the doubts all athletes face. There is no despite, only in spite of. You're here because you deserve to be. All your life you've known it. Victory against adversity defines you, but no one can define your adversity. You have shown the world that you are not here to just compete. You are here to win.
I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin gray hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going in.
My name may may not be known across the country. But when you see me compete in the Paralympic Games, the country will see all it took to get me here. I'm Sabrina Duchesne. Today, I'm part of Team Canada, but first I was part of tomorrow's Team Canada.
Since 1988, Petro-Canada has supported over 2,700 Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls.
Welcome back to CBC's coverage of the 15 Paralympic Games, Baja Olympic Park. Great rivalry in wheelchair rugby between Canada and the United States. And a pair of players, Okotoks, Alberta's Zach Medell and the Minneapolis Mangler, Chuck Aoki. They share a mutual respect for each other.
The Paralympians, brought to you by CIBC.
Canada at the 2015 Paralympic Games.
In front of the home crowd, I think they're a big part of the reason we won that game. Is we started off down early and the crowd stayed in the whole time. They were always there cheering for us and just gave us that little energy boost that we needed to come out on top and gave us the advantage.
The baby-faced assassin comes through again.
Our toughest competition are obviously going to be the Americans. They always are.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing the United States, number 5, Chuck Aoki.
Trouble. Anytime I have to play against him, I know it's not going to be easy.
Canada is a phenomenal team. Zach Medell is probably the best player in the world right now.
He's a hard, quick, lockdown defender.
And so he's tough to stop.
I know playing against him that he's going to make me work for every inch of that court.
I have trouble stopping my own. We need to double team him, triple team him, whatever we got to do to stop him. Canada's our arch rival. You know, they're number 1 in the world, we're number 2 in the world, so we're the best there is.
The rivalry goes back to 2004, 2005, I guess, back when Murderball was released. And to this day, every time we play, it's just heated and intense match. It's only going to be decided by a handful of points, so you got to make sure that you keep it clean, and one turnover could decide the game. And so it's just a lot of pressure on there. I don't think people are aware of how much work actually goes into it, because we're going out and training just as hard as any of the Olympic or professional athletes out there. And I think some people think we're just out there recreationally trying to be active and playing a sport, but really we do take it seriously, and it is a full-time job for us. We've got that hunger for the gold medal, and Canada's never won a Paralympic gold in wheelchair rugby, so hopefully we can make history.
The Paralympians is brought to you by CIBC, proud partner of the Canadian Paralympic team.
Now back to the grudge match semi, Canada-USA, second quarter, Brent Pope.
The semi-final from these Rio 2016 Paralympic Games in the wheelchair rugby already underway, and Canada awaiting the inbound opportunity. Waletsky, Whitehead, Hirschfield, and Medell to start. Budaba is out there with Aoki. They also have Chad Kahn out there as well. Whitehead up against Budaba. Budaba has speed. He's got that quickness equally as well. He can change the movement. Look at this handoff. It's like the 4x1, and you're giving it to your left guy to run the anchor. It'll be Whitehead who takes it across the line. He's got 4, and he's scoring more than he has in the tournament so far. His average across the 3 games is 5 goals a game. He's got 4 already. Advanced up to Budaba. He comes underneath it. He secures it, and he drops it for the referee to start playing. He has been very calm under pressure so far. Medell can go all the way along that baseline. He'll lob it into Whitehead. There it is. It's over the top. And this really is easy pickings for Zach Medell. As he connects the line. Medell, a little bit of a facial. And he's got 7. So this for Canada, impressive to have already 6 different scorers in this game, 4 for the Americans. And the reason being is because in a short tournament, to be able to utilize all your personnel, because they rely so heavily on Medel, it's just important for their overall confidence to be able to find that secondary scoring and making sure that every player is activated. Because the Americans, they will utilize more than just Aoki. They get more from their secondary scoring. So with that, the pressure off of your top player. It's up to Whitehead. And he really is being a great release valve right now for Medel.
Gol do Canadá é empate em 16 gols. Camisa 8, Whitehead. Quinto gol dele no jogo.
Chuck Aoki, he's not the fastest player out there, but he has great vision and awareness. He has timing, and he again has an opening. He forces his way through it, and he wastes no time in which to get to it. If it's there, he takes it. As it might not be there, come the second asking of it. Hirschfield over to Whitehead. He backs away, but Aoki has got a hot hand, and he has stripped it right out of Whitehead's. And that will bring a little bit of separation here. That's what he can do, Aoki. Australia with the gold, Canada the silver, United States with the bronze in London. This to determine who will battle for gold. Poudaba, a new Paralympian for the United States, is having an outstanding first half. He has 7 goals now, as he and Chuck Aoki are running a 7-11 together. 11 for Aoki, and as I mentioned, already up to 7 for Poudaba. They are the 1-2 punch. A USA chant rings around karaoke number 1 arena. Canada are going to need to find a different gear, as they are driving, unfortunately, in a little bit of a slower lane right now. It's across the Caldwell. They will convert it, and that important just to get some offensive mojo back. This game is in rhythm, and it has to be played, obviously, with control, but speed too. Aoki leans out to Poudaba. Will he recover it? Wow, what a play from Poudaba. That is speed killing, and they just, again, will kill this Canadian defense with just a perfectly angled pass. You see Aoki laying out, and Poudaba runs it down on the near sideline. Oh, that's great. Wonderful control from the American.
USA's 15 for that being sent to the single.
So the Americans picking up a penalty, and it's 4 against 3. And Canada will just try to utilize this advantage. A little bit less pressure for a moment on Medel. A score will bring it within 3, but he's just managing that scoring clock. He's across the line, and he looks calm enough, does Medel, but these are the moments where you look and wonder whether he could use just another gun to go alongside of him. Something running shotgun that can keep up the same speed that you're seeing from Poudaba right now. He really is. Poudaba can come back and handle it, or he can throw it forward like this, or he can catch it up. But Medel has gobbled this one up like Pac-Man. He will come, and he will have to work hard. He's got 2 Americans, and he's been forced, maybe. He goes over the top with a big loft right into the midst of Samard. And Caldwell calmly will give the handoff to Medel again. What a score from Canada. That's momentum building right there, as Medel shows you his quality. And that's what makes each one of these Paralympic game experiences so precious. There is no guarantee you'll be back. As this for Cody Caldwell, the offload, and this could just get away. That's worked out well. Canadians will be feeling decent about that, because that could have easily been another turnover. Medel looks back to his bench and says, how do we want to play this one? And it looks as though they're going to try to utilize That's 8 seconds now inside. He's down to 5 on the scoring clock. Inside, what a play. And you talk about management. I thought he was going to call a timeout, the reason he was so deliberate about it. But Samard takes that, puts it in the bowl. This, if they can hold the Americans back, could be a momentum swinger. Aoki is proving too much right now. He has not made a wrong move. And Medel just is going to hand it and hold on to it. No sense just throwing it long. So again, it was the first period of play with the United States 14-13 up, and at halftime, after 16 minutes, they've increased that, and they'll find themselves 3 goals to the advantage. USA 29, Canada 26. This is the semifinal in the wheelchair rugby.
Hello there. You're one of the lucky ones to call yourself Canadian. You'll have heroes, but you'll find ways to inspire yourself. You'll love your home, but its borders won't be able to hold you. One day, you'll push out to see the world, make your mark, and fly the flag. And when you leave, they'll remember that smart, helpful, tough, confident Canadian. The world needs more Canada. Let's bring it to them.
Introducing an amazing lineup of accessible devices from Bell, like the hearing aid-compatible Doro 824 with a friendly and intuitive interface. With a tactile keyboard overlay, the Doro 824C is designed for those who are blind or have low vision. Chocolate. It even reads text for you. Plus, the Tekla fits to any wheelchair, so it can work hands-free. Bell. Accessibility just got better.
Today, we've invited a group of youngsters to the ranch.
Do the cows ever go in the house with you? What's it like to be a rancher? Is it true that cows jump over the moon?
Cows like to travel in S's.
Do you have to work every day?
That's right.
Do you even have to work on your birthday?
Great food grows in Canada. That's why McDonald's only serves Canadian beef.
Danger. The new Nissan Sentra with Nissan Intelligent Safety Shield technologies.
Welcome back to Rio 2016 and the Paralympic Games on CBC. You love intensity. You love a rivalry. In a twist, the United States has a 29-26 lead over Canada at the half in wheelchair rugby, the semi-final match. It's interesting because Canada comes in ranked 4th in this tournament. The United States comes in ranked number 1. A very interesting dynamic. And here's something I want to show you, Greg. That's because Chuck Aoki is outscoring Zach Medell. That's not good news for Canada.
Well, not at all. Medell's the best offensive player in the world, so he needs to be outscoring Aoki here. Aoki does it all. He's intense, he plays good defense, but he doesn't score at the same level that Zach Medell does. So if he continues to get outscored by Aoki, that's going to be trouble for Team Canada.
Well, it's not that Zach Medell is not scoring. He's obviously doing his job as he has throughout this tournament. Let's take a look at some of his play in that first half. You know he's going to score goals. The thing is, he appears to be on his own at times.
Well, that's just it. I think the USA has a little more team speed as a whole. I think Medell's the fastest player out there, but they're able to double team, triple team him, and kind of hem him in his own zone a little bit. And too many Canadians are looking to block for him and not actually be an outlet for him.
All right, so Zach Medell's doing his job for Canada. The thing is, Chuck Aoki of the United States is doing more than his job for his team. This is a guy, and you alluded to it, he is intense. He'll steal the ball off you in an instant. We saw an example of that. Took it right off one of the Canadian players. He does everything well.
Well, he's a tough guy to play against because I think he's the guy that shakes your hand before and after the game and smiles and is the nicest guy to you, and he's drawing you in because then you get on the court and he will stab you in the back to win a gold medal if he has to. So he's the nice guy off the court. He promotes the Paralympics, the sport. On the court, he's everywhere. Good defense, good offense. He gets his teammates involved. I like his game.
Yeah, and you saw in that Paralympians that we ran a little bit earlier, he says, oh, Zach Medell, he's the best player in the world today. And look at what Chuck Aoki is doing right now in this semifinal matchup. 29-26 for the Americans over the Canadians. We're going back to the third quarter. Brent Pope has all the action from Carioca, number 1.
Thank you, USA team. Let's make some noise for those teams, guys. Thank you very much.
Just about to start the second half of this first semi, and the United States have really controlled proceedings so far. They take the opening period 14-13, that second period by a score of 15-13. And they also have the inbound and control again. The Canadians are waiting. It's Medell, Hirschfield, Waletsky, and Whitehead, as Aoki has been able to score too easily so far. The Canadians have not had an answer for him. He's got 15 goals. And more than anything, he just is seeing the openings quicker than the Canadians can defend. Two Americans on Medell every time. And that double team situation hasn't happened against Aoki so far. This lob forward for Samart. Oh, this is Hirschfield, rather. He takes that big collision. And he's now got a serious problem. Whitehead, though, pulls it out of the bun fight that was going on in there. And then the offload up to Hirschfield, he'll score. And the Canadians do well to control that ball because it just gets into the hands of Hirschfield. And then he is drilled by the Americans. The cross block. They feed out into the open field for Chuck Aoki again. And he is having it all his own way right now. They're a half step ahead, and they are certainly alert to what their options are. They're executing it right on the mark right now. The United States is so much an asset and an advantage in this game if you can get to those areas on the floor quick. Aoki's trying to muscle away. Medell is there too. They pass it inside. Putaba, just as quick as he receives it, crosses the line and puts it down. It's all business right now for the United States. They can feel with this 4-goal lead that they may have created enough of a distance that if they're just smart and effective, they see a chance to compete again for gold. Caldwell has become the second leading scorer jointly with Whitehead with that 5th goal. It's Medell with 15. So those 3 players with 25 of the 33. And then a good balance throughout the rest. He loses it. He goes out too wide, this Putaba. And the angle for Samard forces that. And this, another moment given back to the Canadians. They have to take advantage of it. They had one a moment ago, but then they give it back with that turnover in amongst too many Americans. Canada can ill afford against a side of the quality of the United States to make any more mistakes realistically in the remaining minutes of this match. It's come to that sort of situation already. It's up to Medel. Medel is in a jam here. And he's gonna wait. He's gotta get a pass. He does just get fortunate. What a grab by Caldwell to take that low in his wheelchair. That is a fantastic score from Canada. Do not underestimate that one. Wow. As Medel looked to be pretty much dead to rights, going to be giving up that ball. And the pass and the way it was taken by Caldwell, world class. This is where they must hem Aoki in. Out is waiting is Poudabot. He's got it. Then they've got to get back against him. He is going to force the issue. He's going to try to offload it. This could be a problem. He's got the shortened limbs. He doesn't have the same touch and feel. It comes out to Aoki. He grabs it, and again, he forges away inside that left post and scores it. And it comes down to that. You have to, at the right time, try to get the ball into a lower classified player if you can, and then apply the heat. And that's what comes with this sport. The disparity between the classifications, well, it's a team game. And you take the rough with the smooth, as Zach Medel will take it across the line here. So he's brought it back within 2. This is Chan. He's been a part of this Canadian team since Sydney 2000. Every single wheelchair rugby Paralympic game tournament. Inside the last 2 minutes of the third period, Medel will utilize the screening in front. He's going to pass it into Chan. Chan will get his opening goal of the match. The 39-year-old is on the board. Canada trying to get in that bumper. They need to be able to find something to slow down this American attack. It comes in waves. That's Newby who scores, up to Medel, a gifted athlete who has it perfectly at the end of his touch. And again, one more time, it's across the line. But here at the end of the third period, if they got something that is going to create disruption. Aoki looks like he's got stickum on those hands. He just suctions that ball right in when looked to be alive, and it was going to be a pinball game for a moment, and he just takes it quickly under his control. Bounces it, keeps it live. This is better from Chan. They might have locked up Aoki. This is the most contained that he has been managed by the Canadians so far, but he releases out again, and they get deep into that scoring clock, and they get the conversion. Most importantly, Chan, a good option, and they think about bringing in Chan to try and take some of that pressure off of Medel to be the inbound intended target every single time. And a little bit more freedom. He talks about calming things down. We're going to try to take the last score here. If we can score here, and then equally to start the fourth period, we're back by 2. Let's just hold tight, gentlemen. There's more to come. And a very assuring presence from a young man is Medel. He will go across this line, so he leaves a bunch of time still left on the score clock. And it's one of those dilemmas. You don't want to leave it so late that you don't convert. This has got to be a moment coming up well as Hirschfield to take away Aoki. Time is precious. It is ticking, and it's advanced across again. Well marshaled and directed by Aoki up to Newby. And he's got his third goal, and that 4-goal margin again, it's going to be tight for Canada from here with 1.2 seconds. It's going to have to be a home run pass like the Americans executed yesterday in day 3 against the Japanese. And it will end at the end of 3 periods. 24 minutes now has been played, and the USA are playing their game plan perfectly. They have a 4-goal margin, 43-39 over Canada at three-quarter time.
Canada in a hole, USA in command, fourth quarter coming up from Carioca Arena 1. You're watching Rio 2016 on CBC.
I'm sure you have no idea what my name is. That's okay, because you haven't seen me anywhere yet. But my day is coming. I'm Virginie Chénier. In Rio, I'm not part of Team Canada. I'm part of tomorrow's Team Canada.
Since 1988, Petro-Canada has supported over 2,700 Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls.
I pick up a broken comb, run it through my thin gray hair. Though I don't have any plans tonight, I'm not going in.
Introducing an amazing lineup of accessible devices from Bell, like the hearing aid compatible Doro 824 with a friendly and intuitive interface. With a tactile keyboard overlay, the Doro 824C is designed for those who are blind or have low vision.
Chocolate.
It even reads text for you. Plus, the Tekla fits to any wheelchair, so it can work hands-free. Bell, accessibility just got better.
Hello there. You're one of the lucky ones to call yourself Canadian. You'll have heroes, but you'll find ways to inspire yourself. You'll love your home, but its borders won't be able to hold you. One day, you'll push out to see the world, make your mark, and fly the flag. And when you leave, they'll remember that smart, helpful, tough, confident Canadian. The world needs more Canada. Let's bring it to them.
Later tonight, swimming and athletics finals, plus Brazil versus Iran soccer 5 aside. Brazil is the 3-time defending champion. It's the first time Iran is guaranteed to win a medal. That's midnight local, 1 a.m. Atlantic. Now back to fourth quarter wheelchair rugby, Canada versus USA.
24 minutes have been played already. The fourth period awaits these two sides for the semifinal in the wheelchair rugby.
Vamos para os 8 últimos minutos deste jogo. Estados Unidos 43, Canadá 39.
It's Hirschfield into Medell. And Beletsky out there provides the first screen. What a good move that is. She just is strong enough and in good position. Whitehead with the opening score of this fourth period. And they get to 40 points, Canada. They have to find an answer here for Aoki. He has been the Achilles heel of the Canadian defense all day, and he continues to be just that. He comes up, he asserts himself, and what a game for him to bring at the most important of times. And the way it's going, he hopes it's going to be the second best match that he plays in this tournament. Medel right now, right through the middle of him. They have a go at it, but he will find a way to score. And you get a sense that the Americans will be just as happy to trade goals with the Canadians. They don't want to force the play, put too much pressure on themselves to make needless mistakes. Poudabas, he believes in his passing ability. What a pass that is. On the money. You think about Poudabas without the use of hands. Well taken, well delivered. The timing is the pass already released before the impact of the hit, and that is frustrating for any team. You feel a little bit like you're chasing shadows. Medel delivers the impact on Newby, but look at what he's already executed. Up into Chuck Aoki again for 28 goals. Advanced and into Cody Caldwell again for Canada. Across the line to 44 now. So that's a half dozen for him. Whitehead with a half dozen. 3 for Samard, 3 for Hirschfield, and 1 apiece for Beletsky and Chan. And the United States still keep possession. Medel trying to come up the loose change there. It had already, though, fallen down the street grate, and this will be the inbound for the United States. Oh, Aoki has it taken from him. Here's Medel. And this, he'll just take off and go and score. So this, a flicker of hope, potentially, for the Canadians. And this is Caldwell. That was what he was trying to do. Still they're hooked up back there. Wheeler with the offload to Aoki. It's a smart play, and the Americans have responded well. And still they're wrapped up, those two athletes. As finally they release, and Hirschfield comes all the way the length of the floor. So that part of the chess that goes on, this combat chess with bumps and bruises, is the new sort of nickname for it. Murder Ball was how it was marketed and branded, particularly after the documentary ahead of 2004. Even the movie. Whilst that's a different sport altogether, it certainly sensationalizes things and brings attention to a sport like this. But Aoki will score again. They're through 50, and Wheeler again just gets spun like a top. But he equally puts it right into the perfect receiving hands of Aoki with speed. Medel, he wants to score quickly, but they've got to defend even quicker. And he looks on. They can smell it now, the Americans. And what this does is it gives you the certainty with a victory here of at least silver. You guarantee yourself a medal. Whereas the bronze medal match, it's 50-50, isn't it? So that's why these moments are equally as emphatic and emotional right now for the U.S. team. They've been beaten in this game twice of 3 times that they have played against Canada. They look to be in a position to try and level it here overall. This is the 5th wheelchair rugby tournament at the Paralympic Games. And the Paralympic Games officially start in 1960 in Rome. This is up into Newby. He's doing really well. He does a great job there. The ball movement, the passing, the speed, and equally the availability of an option when they get into these tight spots. Those have been the elements that they have been better at today than the Canadians. They equally have not been careless. This is up for Medel. You're really asking a lot of him to go and get that one. Newby sees it from behind Samard. almost whiplash as he comes into him. Aoki keeps coming like a storm in waves. And it's unrelenting and probably equally exhaustive for the Canadians, trying to just think of a game plan for him. Oh, good decoy, but it will be another Medel score. These now you expect from here to be incidental. The Americans are experienced enough and smart enough to just keep the ball moving. Don't get into anything unnecessary. And I wouldn't expect it. They have too much respect for each other, these nations, in this sport. And that rivalry is a good one. Of course, it's heated, but it is because they need each other in which to be the best that they can be, both of them. And right now, the Americans look to have slingshotted past the Canadians. The momentum of a victory, of an undefeated scoreline already in this tournament. There is something to be said for that. And whilst it was an overtime defeat against Australia, in this short tournament, every little detail does count. It's Wheeler waiting to go across, and they will count it as a result of Whitehead going across the line. 3 seconds, one more play from Hirschfield. It's in to Medel, and I think he's gonna keep it. He holds on, and that will be the gold medal match for the United States. They have come in and taken care of business, and a final scoreline of 60-55 over Canada will see them as the first participant in the gold medal match in day 5. They earned it, they built it, and they've done it. They are still undefeated at these Paralympic Games in the wheelchair rugby competition.
So United States prevails. They'll take on Australia for gold, and Canada proves once again that you can't turn the ball over too much in wheelchair rugby. It means the end of the match for you.
Well, absolutely. And as we just saw, when you have players like Aoki and Medel out there, it's so hard to get a defensive stop. So the turnovers today were 10-6. Canada turned the ball over 10 times, and that's the difference in the game right there.
You can't get caught licking your wounds for too long because the Canadians still have to face the Japanese, a very tough team for the bronze medal. And you know that a bronze medal at a multi-sport games means something.
Well, absolutely. Being able to go home and see your family and have a medal in hand, something tangible to take home and share with all those that helped you get to this point, is a special moment.
All right, let's get some Canadian reaction right now and hear from Cody Caldwell.
I think we had quite a few chances to gain the momentum back, and we got a few turnovers, but then I think we just shot ourselves in the foot by turning it back over and kind of stopping that momentum. But we fought till the end again, and I thought we had a good shot at coming back like we have all week, but today we came up short, unfortunately.
It won't be gold. How important is it to get a medal for the program?
Yeah, it's huge. Not only for the program, but for our country. I mean, we came here to win gold. We came up short today, so this game's over. It hurts, but we're going to go home and prepare and come back, so hopefully we can bring home a gold. Sorry.
Medal matches tomorrow on the 11th and final day. We'll have those games. Canada versus Japan for bronze at 2 p.m. ET. USA versus Australia for gold, plus the closing ceremony at 6 p.m. from Maracana. 5 medals today for Canada, led by Michelle Stilwell's second gold of the Games. That runs the total to 29, just too short of London 2012. China now has 105 gold medals and 90 ahead of second place Great Britain in overall medals. 82 countries have medals at these Paralympic Games. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon as Rio 2016 and the Paralympics continue on CBC.